Anime Declassified is a podcast run by the Anime Secrets website. Check us out at animesecrets.org for more anime, video game, tokusatsu content. Remember to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Hey guys, Joshua Seth here, voice of Tai on Digimon, and you're listening to Anime Declassified.
Alright, and welcome back to another episode of Anime Declassified, hosted by animesecrets.org. I'm your all-time favorite host, Rizwan Merchant, joined by my amazing cohort, Frankie Halsworth.
Hi!
And so we kind of took a month off from talking about Dragon Ball Daima.
I have a life.
Well, it's not all your fault, Frankie. I will take some blame for some of this.
All right.
Not all of it, but some of it is my fault.
I'm not going to give you guys details. We do have lives outside of this.
Yeah, and trying to coordinate has always been an issue. But I have great news for you guys. So we are going to be recording 3 podcasts continuously over the next, I don't know how long, like maybe it's like 2 hours from now. And we're going to release them every couple of days over the next week. So that way, by the time that episode 9 of Dragon Ball Daima lands, we're caught up. And hopefully, we can get somewhat back on track. Maybe.
Jesus. We got, 5 episodes to talk about?
You know, this is actually not that bad, all things considered. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, given how you guys do Toku secret episodes.
Oh my god. But, so yeah, Dragon Ball Daima, it ended on a bit of a cliffhanger for us last time.
Yeah, because they stole their ship.
Yeah. The ship that they were using, Gloria and Goku and Supreme Kai, was stolen by some thugs, leaving our heroes with no real way to really, travel.
Yeah, exactly.
So Goku and the company travel by foot, and they're having trouble flying because of the heavy atmosphere, giving Goku and Supreme Kai issues.
Now, before we go any further,
Yes.
I thought this would have been a great time to reintroduce the Flying Nimbus somehow.
Okay, so we're gonna rewind back into like the first couple of episodes we already covered. Do you remember when Goku went off on that random hunt and they didn't really say what he was looking for in the beginning?
Yeah.
I thought we were getting Nimbus.
But no, we got the Power Pole.
Yeah, so we got the Power Pole instead. I thought, okay, if we get Nimbus here, we're Gucci. We're set.
Yeah, because he was having trouble with the air. Why not bring back the Flying Nimbus? Because we haven't seen that since, I think, Gohan used it in the Buu saga.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was even in Super, unless I'm just wrong.
You might be wrong, but also it's okay if it's not in Super.
I haven't watched Super
because
in a
canonically,
long time.
Buu saga is right before all this, so it would make sense that we'd see it again here.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. It just seemed like a weird thing to not bring in, especially given Dragon Ball Daima is going definitely down the route of Dragon Ball more so than Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I think it's very interesting, in my opinion, how they're bringing back these elements, but they didn't bring back Nimbus. You're right. It's a real thing that I wish they would have done.
It's weird to me.
Yeah. But in any case, so these guys are trying to get to the third Demon World King's palace. And apparently, this is the guy who sent Gloria to Earth to even find Goku to help deal with everything. Right, so they get into a couple of skirmishes with some monsters on the way, and they stop at a medicinal tea shop, and Goku gets to eat, and they discover these beetles that act like senzu beans.
Yeah, I
and
think
also
they're called revive bugs or something, right?
Yeah, revive bugs, but they have different kind of bugs. And these different bugs do different things. So, for example, you got the ones that kind of revive your energy, revive bugs, senzu bean, whatever you want to call it. Then you have these mysterious ones that let you fuse for a little bit of time.
Yeah,
So,
that's going to come up later because call it a hunch. Vegeto's probably in this at some point.
not Vegeta, it'll be something else.
I
Like,
mean, it's not Patara and it's not Metamoran, so
right, so this is the third form, so I think we're going to get a brand new Goku Vegito combo.
oh my god.
Though, honestly, I would actually be really amused if it was Goku cross Supreme Kai.
That would be hysterical, actually.
Or Goku cross Piccolo.
Realistically, it's going to be Goku and Vegeta.
I know,
That's
but I
how it
want
works.
I want Goku cross Piccolo. I think it'd be funny.
Goku crossed this little girl. Let's see what happens.
Oh, no, we can't even talk about Ponzi yet, but yeah. No, I don't think that would work.
That'd be funny.
Yeah,
I mean, they fused the Supreme Kai with an old witch, and that's what made him Old Kai. So you never know.
that is true. So they find so they're talking to the shop owner's husband, and he offers them a rocket, like, I don't know how to describe it, Frankie. It's like a catapult, but they call it
This
a rocket.
was ridiculous.
I didn't understand it. Why
They
would you?
catapulted them on like a big log or something.
Why do this? Why do it?
Because Akira Toriyama.
I mean, I guess. But apparently they sit all three of them on this rocket-like thing, and they catapult them up, and they go flying. And Supreme Kai's like, "Oh, so how do you control this thing?" And Gloria's like, "You don't.
You don't just jump.
You just kind of do. Just kind of do it, and hope for the best. That's all you can do here." So
This was insane.
yeah, it was not ideal for them, man. It was not ideal, not even a little bit.
No.
But at the end, they have to hop off and fly, and of course, they are landing in the spot where they have the infinite deaths of, like, if you fall in this thing, you die forever.
What was it? The Sea of Darkness or something?
Something, man, I don't know.
I
But
forgot what it was called.
yeah. So I was confused by that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
what are we even doing? So they get off of the thing, they land, and Goku starts to realize that there are Dragon Balls in the demon realm. And the difference in Dragon Balls here is, one, they're big like the Namekian Dragon Balls. But two, there are 3 Dragon Balls instead of 7. And 3, each of the 3 Dragon Balls are guarded by a Tamagami warrior.
Tanagami.
Which we'll see more of in episode 8 when we get there. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. So Goku and them are talking about it, and he convinces Gloria to stay his course to go find the nearest Dragon Ball, because his logic is the Dragon Balls are useful. Either they can whisk Dende to them so they don't have to go hunting for him, or if they get Dende and they still have Dragon Balls, they can whisk themselves back to their normal bodies and sizes and ages and all that.
I keep forgetting our mission here is to save Dende because they never bring it up.
It's not that important, to be honest, in the grand scheme, the way they're talking about it.
It's so weird, too, because he's the guardian of the Earth. They're not even worried about saving him.
I mean, I think Supreme Kai is, but Goku is more interested in being Goku and wanting to fight things.
What's new?
That's all he's into this for. So he's trying to convince them, and he convinced them, hey, let's go get the Dragon Balls. And he's getting more excited because, hey, I can fight somebody strong. Let's do it.
He's adapting to a small body pretty quickly.
I don't know. I think he is adapting slower than I would expect.
Oh,
Like,
I mean, when you go from being in your 30s to being 6,
yeah, but I mean, okay, so do you think this is something that's more, it makes sense to you?
kinda, yeah. Because I
Okay.
feel like if I were sent back to being a 6-year-old, but I still was mentally 32, I wouldn't know what to do in my body.
I mean, to
Do I
me,
like? Do I pee standing up? Do I sit down? I don't know. What do I
well,
do?
okay, let's take the actual example here of Goku can't reach as far when he's a kid.
Yeah, because
To me,
his limbs aren't as long, and he's a martial artist, so that's big.
but to me, that seems like he could still hit something, and if he had to hit something a little bit further away, wouldn't he try to stay closer to the enemy?
I don't know. It's going from being in an adult body for the last 20 something years, and then immediately having to condense yourself.
Yeah,
Muscle memory is not going to work with you.
like I get it. I really do get it, but at the same time, I'm like, hold up.
That's the whole reason they got the power pole, because I have short limbs because I am a child.
Yeah. So I'm just confused because this just seems like something rudimentary that you would have,
And he's
right?
got to
Like,
be. I feel like he's also probably a lot less powerful as a child.
well, and that's the other thing I'm wondering, like, can he hit Super Saiyan 3 right now?
If we go by GT, he can't hold it, but this isn't GT.
Right. I
So
mean,
I don't know.
didn't he go 3 in Super?
Not often.
He did once though, right? Before he got God Power.
A couple. He went Super Saiyan 3 a couple of times. It wasn't a very common form because mostly he used Super Saiyan Blue in Dragon Ball Super.
Right, but at some point he had it before Blue Mode, I thought.
He had 3 before Blue, and God.
Okay.
Like he used it, if I remember correctly, 3 times against Beerus, against Trunks, and against Kefla. Or was it
Ye-
Kale? Or was it before they fused Kale and
I
Kale?
don't think they used it in the Tournament of Power, did they?
He used it once in the Tournament of Power.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like a really poor stage to be in, and I think Super Saiyan 2 is the better one to be in.
Well, Super Saiyan 3 sucks.
Yeah.
Let's just call a spade here.
So what you're saying is we got to go to Super Saiyan 4. Get some fur on your chest. Grow, be a man.
It's not what I'm saying. I hate Super Saiyan 4 too.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Like, I think you're right about when he appears, but I don't really remember.
We're getting sidetracked.
We are. We're definitely getting sidetracked. But hey, it's Frankie and Rizwan.
Yeah.
Do you guys expect us to not get sidetracked
Could
talking
you
about
imagine
Dragon
there are other
Ball or talking
people in
about
here too?
anything for
Jesus
that
Christ.
matter? Yeah, so these guys have Saints course, but they go to a nearby town to take a break, and they run into Goma's minions, and the minions are trying to tax the citizens very harshly.
Yeah, aren't they draining years of their life away if they can't pay the gold? I think is
Yeah,
what's happening. Yeah.
they're taking years off their lifespan, and so Goku steps in to want to defeat them real quick.
And he just beats them all up.
Right, but he steps in because a young demon girl is trying to disrupt everything, and Goku steps in to help her, and episode ends with them meeting up after all the shenanigans Goku does.
Because Goku's, of course, going to beat people up because that's just what he does.
Yeah. Now, what do you think of this episode overall, Frank?
Animation wise, again, phenomenal. This show has been phenomenal animation wise.
Yeah.
This episode, yeah,
It's a mixed bag for me, to be
very much
honest.
so. I mean, Goku being Goku's fun to watch and all, but I feel like at this point we got to start getting somewhere.
And unfortunately, I don't think we really build that steam for a little bit longer.
You know, it seems like after episode 4 for a hot minute, it just kind of stops.
Yeah, there's a bit of stuff going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I would say this episode is building up to something because this girl will be important going forward.
Yeah, but as of right now, this probably was the lowest episode for me at this point.
Yeah.
It's not bad or anything, but I feel like we start getting our momentum back. So that the first 3 built up, and then we just kind of stayed stagnant. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely fizzled a little bit, but this girl does bring a new intrigue of like, okay, who is this chick? What is he doing? What is he for? So it does open up the next episode because the next episode is called episode 5, Pansy, which is her name. Her name is Pansy.
And she's kind of precious. I'm not gonna lie.
You think so?
I do actually.
Okay, because I don't know. Okay. So she came off like another Bulma, like Bulma from Dragon Ball Bulma. She's like
if I could, it's like Bulma mixed with Chi-Chi. Like if they did the fusion dance, it would be Pansy.
Do you think so? I don't see the Chi-Chi in her.
I kind of see the Chi-Chi with the fiery hostility that Chi-Chi has.
Okay, so you're talking Dragon Ball Chi-Chi, not Z.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that I can see. Because she definitely can fight a little bit, but she's also a self-proclaimed inventor, engineer, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. And she's a princess like Chi-Chi was.
True. Okay, no, you're coming down to the right. Like, okay, you're making sense now. You're tracking. Yeah. So they meet Pansy, find out she's the princess of the 3rd demon realm, and her father is the king.
And he also offered Goku to marry Pansy, just like the Ox King did with Chi-Chi.
Oh my god. It's turning more and more into it, isn't it?
And Goku's like, I got a wife, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Which, when he said that, Frankie, I literally sat there and I was like, I don't know how you pulled that one off. I don't know how you pulled off getting married or having kids. But he even roasted himself. He literally says, "Oh, I didn't really raise them."
That was ridiculous. So I got issues with that statement.
Okay, lay it on me.
Between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, the beginning, he did actually raise Gohan.
Yeah, but then Z happened.
And then he died.
Yes.
So he died, and then after he died, he came back and immediately had to save them from Nappa, and then immediately had to go to Namek. So he didn't really have time to bond with Gohan because he's like, I got to stop Vegeta, I got to stop Frieza.
Yep.
But then he did train him for 3 years with Piccolo. So they did have some bonding time there.
After Namek, you mean?
So, I mean, everyone who claims Goku didn't raise Gohan, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Well, okay, so hold up. Let's talk about it chronological here for a second, because that is an important thing in Dragon Ball lore. So, after Frieza is defeated the first time, he does have like a year before Trunks appears, right?
Yeah, Goku's on another planet.
Right, so he's on the planet Yarlis, I think it was?
Yardrat.
Okay. So, he's not there for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Then, Trunks appears, tells everyone, hey...
Yeah, Trunks appears right before Goku gets back.
The androids are coming. And then Goku launches into, let's train in the hyperbolic time chamber, let's get stronger.
There's a 3-year gap between Trunks defeating Frieza and the android. So Goku trains with Gohan and Piccolo for 3 years.
In the hyperbolic time chamber. So that's what you're trying to use as justification.
No, that was before the hyperbolic time chamber. That was before that. And then he has the other year with Gohan in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Okay, so he has like about... Okay, so there is a 3-year gap between when Trunks comes and when the androids arrive.
Yes, 3 years.
Okay, that's what I didn't really remember. Okay, no, you're tracking. I'm making... It makes sense.
Now, if you want to use Goten, then yeah, fine. Goku didn't have much of anything to do with Goten.
He had enough to have him be born, and that was about it.
But Gohan, no, he was there for most of Gohan's young life.
What's okay? You saying that makes me rethink something I felt in episode 1 when Goku references Gohan the way he did. I thought Goku was saying Gohan is not here because he's out studying, but the subtle implication being that Gohan didn't want anything to do with that life and he wanted to go off and study, and Goku didn't really approve of it. But if you think about Goku actually being involved, I think it's just legitimately Gohan had to study because he had to become a real, had to do something aside from being a fighter.
Yeah.
Because he had a wife and he had, his own life things to do.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get that. Anyway.
And I just defended Goku being a father. Here we go.
Okay, so when we started planning for this podcast tonight, this was not on my bingo list of things that we were going to go tangent into. That was not on my list. I never expected you to actually justify and make me agree with you about that.
Sometimes I know what I'm talking about.
When it comes to Dragon Ball, yeah, I'll give you that. Dragon Ball or Transformers, you know what you're talking about. Anything else? Nah.
Listen. Give me Sonic.
Okay, I'll give you Sonic.
Thank you. All right. Anyway. Take that, Akka. Anyway.
Okay, so where do we leave off? We left off with us talking about who Pansy is and her identity.
Yeah.
In this episode, we do hear Goma say his plan and why he kidnapped Dende is so that Dende can make new Dragon Balls for him.
I'm not going to lie. I really want them to cave Goma's skull in. This guy aggravates me.
I mean, I think there's going to be more to Goma than meets the eye later on.
I don't think he's going to be the final big bad villain. I'm not seeing it.
No, when we get to a later episode, I'm going to give you my troll answer for who I think will be the final villain. Actually, no, he is in this episode. Never mind, I can talk about it later on.
I think we both know who it's going to be.
Yeah, I know who it's going to be. I'm going to say it at the end of this episode. It'll be great. Anyway, so you have that to look forward to, audience. Who I think is the final villain of this thing, and Frankie will just look at me like I'm crazy. So while that's going on, we find out that Goku and them have reached the Karan castle, where Pansy reveals to them, hey, I'm the princess, and my father is Karan, who is the king here. And Goku and Supreme Kai explain to the king their reason for being kids, and Dende, and why Goku wants the Dragon Balls. And so the episode kind of devolves, well, okay, not devolves, but turns to Goku fighting the warriors of the palace to earn Karan's trust. And Karan's like, oh, y'all can fight. Y'all are powerful. And the reason this is even a thing is he sent for somebody to help deal with the Majin problem.
Because Goku defeated Majin Buu.
Yeah. So Goku proved that he can defeat the best warriors that they have, which honestly, Frankie, doesn't say a lot.
I mean, how were they going to be able to compete with a Super Saiyan?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to level with you here. Up until this point, I've been very underwhelmed by these demons in the demon realm.
I mean, let's call a spade here. Goku and Vegeta could have killed Deborah if they really wanted to in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but that wasn't the main threat for them.
No, but I'm saying if Goku could have beat him in the Majin Buu saga, and they all know Goku beat Majin Buu,
yeah,
what was going to beat him in the demon realm? That's the whole reason they turned him into a kid, was because if he went as an adult, demon realm's screwed.
Right, but still, like, you would expect something to give him a challenge worth, like, his time.
Now, here's a spoiler alert right off the bat. Goku has not been challenged as of this point in the Demon Realm at all.
At all. Nothing has even come close to making him break out Super Saiyan. In fact, he doesn't turn Super Saiyan for quite a bit longer.
It's just...
So, the episode ends with them preparing to go on the adventure. They got their new ship, and the King Kadan tells his attendant, Hybis, hey, go find Bulma, Piccolo, and Vegeta and bring them here because Goku needs them. And Hybis is, in my opinion, the most fantastic character.
But this guy is... this guy is ridiculous.
My best friend from like childhood until now, I have been bugging him to watch Daima. And so he binged the first 5 episodes. I think as of this recording, he's only seen up until the end of 5. Maybe 6. Maybe 6. I don't know, though. So, Frankie.
Yeah.
I'm going to set the stage for you.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm in Costco, all right? I'm just doing my shopping, trying to get some stuff done. My phone rings. It's my friend. My friend calls me to tell me, Rizwan, I have finally taken your recommendation to watch Dragon Ball Daima. I'm on episode 5, and all I gotta say is, Hybis is the most wholesome and pure and incredible character of all time, and if anything happens to him, I will riot. And that sums up my opinion as well on Hybis. I was talking to some friends earlier about him, and I think the only way I can really explain Hybis to you guys who have not really encountered Hybis yet is a gender fluid diva. Which my friend said if you're calling him a gender fluid diva, he's basically a drag queen. And honestly, yes.
Oh my god.
Tell me where we're wrong, Frankie. Tell me where I'm wrong.
He basically reminds me of if Mr. Popo dressed up like a Majin.
Basically. And also, if our friend Andy is listening from the earlier chat, yes, you are Hybis.
You absolutely are, bro. Like, don't you try to deflect that on me. This is you.
This is you, bud.
I don't know how you thought this was me at all, because it ain't.
No. He's pretty fantastic, though. I will say that. Because he's trying to go on a date, and the king's like, yo, forget your date. Forget your ballet. You're going to go to Earth. And he has such a sassy personality. And he just goes, but he's so angry about going. And Pansy convinces her dad, hey, if these guys are going to go off and have adventures, I'm going with them. And if they need help with their engineering problems, I'm going to fix it for them. So let me go. And the king's like, fine, you can go if you must, but I don't want you to, but okay, you can go. Also, at this point, we're starting to get some build-up on the story subtly, because Supreme Kai does try and tell Goku, hey, Glorio may not be all that he seems to be, because Glorio should have been surprised about them being kids, but he wasn't.
True.
So there's something more to Glorio, and it's going to come up a little bit more as the episodes go on, I think. But it doesn't really go anywhere for a bit. But that's for later. The episode will end with the engine on the ship sputtering out, and they crash.
Pansy overloaded it with nonsense.
Yeah, they brought way too many things with them. Way too many.
So I thought episode 5 was a bit better than 4.
Yeah.
Not by much, but I did enjoy it more. There was more to it.
Honestly, Hybis was enough reason for me to love this episode.
See, I don't get the Hybis hype that you do. I don't care.
Hypis. No, I mean, okay, so Hybis is part of it for me. The other part, I think, is Pansy is a breath of fresh air in the team.
See, her I like. I do
Yeah.
like Pansy.
Yeah.
Or Ponzi, as they pronounce it.
I'm going to keep saying Pansy. I'm American. Deal with it.
Merca.
Yeah.
But we're hopefully going to start going somewhere.
We have to. I mean, okay. So, something that is a constant question in my mind all the way from now until episode 8. And when we get to episode 8, we're going to have a bigger talk about this. But this is probably a limited run anime. I don't think this can go for a full.
This is basically going to be the
200.
equivalent of a single saga.
I think so. I don't think they can do more than that.
No, it's called Daima. They're not going to set a 120, 130 episode show in the demon realm with Goku as a kid. It's just not going to happen.
No, but I think they could do other seasons where they're adults again and something else happens, but they don't have a lot of time before Battle of Gods.
Let's say, because this is probably going to lead right into Beerus.
Yeah.
But, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely we'll see what happens. I am enjoying Dragon Ball Daima still. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see where we go from here.
I love looking at it. The animation is absolutely gorgeous in every episode so far.
Yeah, and I know you don't like the opening song, Frankie, but it's turning into a real bop for me.
I still don't. I've listened to it, and I cannot get into it.
I don't know. I like it, and I think it's pretty fantastic.
The only other Dragon Ball opening I did not like, really, was the second Dragon Ball Z one, We Gotta Power. Not a fan.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that one myself, but I'm really excited for Dragon Ball Daima. I think we're doing fantastic stuff here. Frankie, do you have any closing words before we close out?
I need this to start progressing, or I am gonna get bored.
Yeah. I kind of share that sentiment. I hope we do get some more stuff out of it, but we will cover that next time because our next podcast will be episode 6 and 7 of Dragon Ball Daima. As always, I'm Rizwan Merchant, and this is Frankie Hallsworth. We are Anime Declassified, part of AnimeSecrets.org, signing out. Catch y'all next time.